Yeah, it's mindset cafe, we all about that mindset. Gotta stay focused, never settle for less. It's all in your head, how you think you manifest. So get ready to rise, cause we about to be the best. Gotta switch it up, gotta break the old habits. Get your mind right, turn your dreams into habits. No negative vibes, only
What's up,
positive
guys?
vibes.
Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Cafe podcast. It's your boy Devin, and today we actually have a very special guest. She was a guest on the original podcast called The Strive
Yay.
Tribe. So, welcome back, Chelsea Morgan. Thank you for
Thank
coming in.
you. Thank you. I like the little intro you got going on there. That is nice. Happy to
Thank
be
you.
here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I told you this is the new and improved podcast. Now we have an
Yeah.
intro, it's a little more professional. But no, thank you for coming on. And I was just telling you before this that I wanted to bring you on because of your background in, you're a coach and in the fitness space. We've known each other for years.
Yeah.
But your post the other day with your before picture and your after picture, and it's not like you were overweight or anything, but the whole aspect of personal development isn't just about going from overweight or never working out or never starting a business to successful. Sometimes it's the mindset. Sometimes it's the mind trail that happens in the process, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah.
So do you remember what post I was talking about?
So I think it might have been the one, I don't know if it was about mainly either habits. It might have been that. Was it this one? Maybe?
Yeah, that one.
I don't know. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's, and to give people a background, if you don't know, obviously, but fitness and health and your own unique journey is not easy. Sometimes it is not smooth sailing. It can have many ups and downs, but to other people, it could look like, oh, she's small, or oh, she's confident, or he's got this, or she's got money, or he's got that. And I think it can be very deceiving to really, really find out what has been going on, like behind closed doors with people. And I mean, I can kind of just start on kind of who I was and certain things that I think I have really changed about myself and grown into that have nothing to do with like the way I look really. But I have known Devin for years. We went to college together, which is so crazy how long ago that is. I keep thinking it was like 5 years ago, and it's not. But we did go to college together. But I kind of grew up not being the fit girl. Like I was not crazy into sports. I was always very small though. Very small. Like my mom is very small. But I was kind of the typical like skinny fat girl. Like I was not very confident, small, but not very confident. And those are two very like interesting things because yes, there are people that my heart is just like going out to, like people that have crazy, crazy weight loss goals and they are working hard and they could look at someone like me and be like, what do you mean you're not happy? Like you're 120 pounds, 116 pounds. And that's the thing I always like to say is like, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. Somebody could really be going through it. But I didn't have confidence. I was super insecure. I didn't love my legs. I felt like I always had like a pooch. Then in college, we were drinking all the time. And I just wasn't, I like look back and even looking back in photos, I like was super malnourished. I didn't eat that much because I didn't know anything about nutrition, So I was just like, oh, I'll just do cardio at the gym. Like I'll just go and run on the treadmill and that'll be enough, But I was just kind of like that skinny fat girl. And then I kind of got into the fitness space. Just mainly that was the reason. I was like, you know what? I woke up one day. I'm not happy with my body. Something's got to change. What do I do? And I found a boot camp and they were like, yeah, you're going to be lifting weights. And I was like, I'm doing what now? What am I doing? Like, I was so just like, you have the mindset back then of like, oh, I'm just going to do a bunch of cardio and I'm going to lose weight and I'll get rid of my little pouch or little pooch or whatever. And then just my whole life changed. But in this like whole process, it has gone from being the skinny fat girl that had no idea about nutrition and workouts and then getting into fitness and becoming obsessed with it. And so that was when I think still on the outside, you could have looked at me and been like, she's healthy, she's fit, she's good. And inside I'm having all these bad relationship with food, issues going on. I'm like binging on the weekends. I have no sense of balance. I have no sense of self-care, of like self-love. Like it was all about macros and all about the gym and not skipping the gym and all these like sugar-free foods and all these things. And I got like warped into that world. And so now coming out of it and being a holistic nutritionist, taking so many factors into play when it comes to coaching women. I only coach women, but coaching women on their health, my program and just everything has changed so drastically, because I know it's not just about diet and exercise now. And like how many things can be going into what's going on with you, your stress, your sleep, all the things. But yeah, a lot has changed with just the way that I look at health now and the way that I've grown as a person. And again, like I'm still pretty small, but I have learned so much. I have gained so much confidence, and it has not been easy. It has been like a total up and down type of situation. But I'm finally just at a place where I really feel like I have such a handle on how to deal with my stress and how to maintain this life of like balance and consistency that I never thought was possible ever.
No, that's awesome. And I mean, and why I brought you on the podcast the first time too, I told you then, was watching you evolve as a trainer and as a coach. Like I've seen the stages, right? You know, I saw when you worked for the boot camp and getting into the weights. And like you said, we've been friends since college, you know.
I know, you've seen it.
Yeah, our friend groups, you know, and, you know, we were in fraternities and sororities and all that kind of stuff. And that whole party atmosphere was there. But you and I connected on that fitness level, and we were able to talk about those kind of things. But watching you grow over the years to, you know, now like looking at your content that you post on social media is awesome, because it's not just the typical, you know, girls squatting at the gym and those kind of things. Like, yeah, that's awesome for someone that doesn't know how to work out or do a squat, but it's like you're actually providing real knowledge, and knowledge that's not just from a book, but your own journey, your own story. The post I was talking about, I literally just read the headline. It literally says, I ate 500 more calories a day, and this is what happened. And then it literally goes through, and it's like my skin got, you know, more glow, my metabolism healed. And it's like right then and there, you looked in both pictures, but you can tell, like when you say small is such a broad term, right? And there's so much more, like you're saying to it, the mentality behind it, the mental health behind it, and then also just your lifestyle choices behind all that stuff. But you eating 500 more calories a day, and you look, you know, way better, way healthier, way happier in the picture. So it's like, it's not all about just surface level nutrition, surface level fitness. There's so much more that goes behind it. And so watching you evolve into who you are today is, you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you back on today, because I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
I give you a round of applause for your growth thus far.
Steph. No, and you too, man. I mean, we're always watching each other from afar, and I'm always rooting for you, and you're doing so many amazing things. So thank you. But it's true. And I think even on Instagram, there's content that just like serves a purpose, and everyone has their little niche and everyone has their thing. And I think it's like, I always say to people, especially women that I get on the phone with, I'm like, social media is such a blessing, because you can really find anything that you need. You want to learn how to squat? Cool. You want to figure out your macros. You want to do this. You want to do that. You want to learn your form at this. Like literally the internet and TikTok and Instagram is like insane. And it's wonderful, but also there's a lot of trash out there. There is so much trash, and there's so much of these like little hooks of like, eat this and you'll lose 20 pounds and I'm just like staring at it like, oh my God, you know, or like what I eat in a day, or like all these things. And like women are following this, and then they're wondering why their bodies aren't changing. And the biggest thing that I think I've come away from is like I was saying, it's not just diet and exercise, but like, yes, is the foundation of being healthy, what you eat and how you move your body. 100%. That is never going to change. Everyone's trying to reinvent the wheel. Sorry to the Pilates princesses. I think it's great. I think you should add it in if you like doing it. But like, I'm never going to stop coming away from your protein. You need your protein. You need your carbs. You need your fats. Like, I don't really believe in anything that ends in the word diet. like carnivore, I get, like people do it, paleo, keto, whatever. But like I will always kind of stick with just like the basics, and everyone's trying to reinvent the wheel. But I think like the biggest thing about fitness and health and like you actually feeling like you're living in alignment and like you're like your body looks good and your skin looks good and your metabolism and your gut health and all these things, it's like I've really realized more than ever how much it comes down to like your freaking stress and how you are dealing with these stressors in your life. And are your workouts a punishment? Are you not even enjoying them? Are you not present? Are you not it just is like such a big connection that I really want to drive home to people. And I think what's so interesting is everybody is always just pushing through and for you, because I feel like Devin is the type that's like, just do it, and I have that side too. Like I'll literally, there's always a fine line I tell my clients between like, you're just being lazy. Like I know you're just being lazy, but also, do you need to rest? Like, are you pushing it too hard? And like, we're always doing more. And we're like, okay, my body's not changing. I got to do more. I got to work out more. I got to eat less, but I got to do more of this and more cardio and whatever. And I think sometimes like we've become so far removed from, no, I think you actually just kind of need to chill for a second and you need to like recharge and then go back into doing everything because your body is like burnt out.
Yep.
And that's like, so the stress is something huge that has just really become a big component to my methodology, basically.
No, I agree with you. And actually, it's funny. I actually had a conversation with a client the other day because I still have a few personal training clients, like, ones from that aren't doing the gym and that I just, really like, training and stuff. So I was talking with one of them and she asked if she could, go back to how she was doing cardio before. And I was like, yeah, if you want to. And she's like, but you told me I couldn't do that before, that it was unhealthy. I was like, I told you, I was like, I did tell you it was unhealthy, but what I didn't tell you why it was unhealthy. The act of you doing the cardio wasn't the unhealthy part. It was the mindset I was seeing develop behind you having to do essentially 1,000 calories every single day. And I was like, I needed to break that habit first.
Yes.
And you realize that it's okay not to hit a day when you don't do that. If you only, spend 20 minutes warming up on the cardio, that's fine. If you don't do cardio today, again, it's fine. Like you were getting into an unhealthy rhythm and it was becoming an OCD thing. And that's why I told you it was unhealthy, because that was the only thing you would listen to is that word.
That is so great. I love that. And that is true. That is so true.
And that's where it's like, yes, I definitely am the person that tells you just to do it. But I will say with that is like, that's because 9 times out of 10, someone's just saying they don't want to do it because they're just being lazy.
Exactly.
But when the whole mindset and why this podcast was like developed too, it's like, there is a lot more that goes behind it. And like in our gym and everything, like I love that you don't use the word diet. Neither do we, right? We do nutritional guidance. We have nutritional plans. We do not sell diet plans. We do not sell diets, right? Perfect. So that's why, again, a lot of your content, like we align so well with is it comes down to the wording, because people get stuck on these things. Let's say a carnivore diet or, intermittent fasting and all these cool things that it's like, these aren't magic pills. Right. If it works for you, awesome. But it's not if it works as in you lose weight. If this fits your lifestyle and this makes, this works for you. Exactly. Then, okay, awesome. But it's not the solution that's going to, make your problem go away if you don't build the habits and the lifestyle choices behind it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing too, that I'm always trying to instill is like, I also feel that the word intuitive has just become so overused now. And everybody's like, oh, intuitive eating, intuitive. And then they're like, intuitive, I'm in and out. How'd this happen? It was intuitive. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. But intuitive, sometimes I feel like this doesn't lie. And I feel like we all crave different things. We all want different things. But there's like a part of me, and it's kind of like the holistic part of me. Like, I believe that, yes, do I need to start somewhere with like your macros and your calories? Like, you could be crazy overeating, you could be under eating. We got to like figure out what your goals are and what we got to do, and how like much weight do you have to lose and all these things. But also like, it's so much bigger and I don't even know if I mentioned this on the last podcast, which I want to like mention now, but the biggest concept is that primary food and the secondary food. And this is what I'm always trying to instill. And your primary food is your mindset, your relationships, your career, your friendships, your spirituality, your religion, like things that literally fill up your cup in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then your secondary food is the food on your plate. And so it's no wonder that this suffers when this is off. And like when you are having a terrible day at your job, you come home and you drink wine. When you are in a toxic relationship, you're binging on, you know, the chocolate at night, or you're going out with your friends and you're getting drunk. Like we are becoming so far removed from like all of the things that like make us, you know, and like the things that when people like have put on a lot of weight, I'm like, this didn't just happen out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened because something is going wrong. Like you are not the happiest you've ever been. And just, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the mental health aspect of it is like so crucial, and everyone's always trying to separate it and not be in connection with like who they are. And so when it comes to just like intuitive eating, sometimes I'm like, that's going to take you a while to get there, because right now you're falling in and out of your health constantly. You're always trying to go back to a diet that you did when you were 120 pounds and 16% body fat, because that's when you look the best. So that's the diet that you're always going to try to go back to. But like, you got to move with the times, and like, you're going to get older and your metabolism might change, and maybe something really terrible happened and you're holding on to some stress. You're holding on to like, you know, hormones as women, right? Like all these things change. And it's like when you have a diet mentality, which a lot of people, I feel like it's not their fault. Like maybe they lost weight initially on a diet.
Mm-hmm.
So then when they do another program or they do something, they're like, okay, it's going to be a diet again. I just got to follow this like super, super strictly. And it's like, no, you need carbs, fats, and proteins. And you just got to get them just do it. It's just like every meal, you know, but it's so much easier said than done, and people don't get it. And it's not their fault. And that's why you have a job.
No, exactly. That's why we both are.
I have a job.
Yeah. And like, I think that's so awesome that you reference it. Like I made a post the other day and I remember someone commented on like the YouTube reel or whatever. It was like, the post was about a nutrition seminar we were having before our challenge. And it was about, I was talking about like how food isn't a thing that you should use as comfort, right? Food is fuel, right? Just like your car doesn't say, oh, I feel like drinking some gas right now. You know, I need gas to keep going. Like food is the same way. But when you're eating because there's another factor, like I remember back in the day, every time I would get a tattoo, I would literally go to, you know, one of the little fast food joints there. And then I realized, I was like, wait, I'm not even hungry right now. You know, like, so again, but it happens with all of us in different areas. Like you said, you get home, you drink, you know, let's say someone has a stressful day, you get home, you drink wine or whatever. Yeah. When you realize you're building a habit based around food, you do need to fill your, as you say, primary food first, like your relationships, your mindset. I always say like everything starts at mindset. Your desire, your motivation, your relationships, your happiness all starts with mindset. Everything else comes after. Yeah. Right. So I do like the way you put that analogy, because it definitely was, you know, better than the way I was saying it. So
but that's the same thing. It's true. It's so true. And that's what like people just are not, it's not their fault though. They're just not connected with that, and they're not realizing that. And then they're wondering why things are kind of falling apart in their life. And they're wondering why they don't really have motivation to go to the gym. Well, because you don't want to go to the gym, because it's a chore. Yep. It's a chore for you right now. And like, I know that you feel the same. I went to the gym today and I was like, like, I don't love doing this right now, but like, I'm here. And like, there are times where the gym is it. And it is my therapy regardless. But there will be times where like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good. I'm ready. I've got a lot of energy. And then there are times where I'm like, I am not pumped about this right now, but I'm going to do it because that's just, it's priority.
Yeah. And I tell like our members and the clients that as well, is like, just because I'm a trainer doesn't mean I don't have days I don't want to do this. Yeah. Right. I was like, there are days where I go to the gym and I am like, F this every single rep. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done, you know, but at the same time, I do it because I know I need to do it. And that's okay, because then you'll have days that, like you said, are going to feel awesome. You're just pumped about doing everything. But again, that's where the habits are built, or doing it when you want to and when you don't want to. And then you do it, you know, without you having to worry about it. It is tough. It is tough in the beginning. It is, whether you're, counting your macros, you're just starting off, whatever. It is tough in the beginning, but it gets easier as it becomes a part of your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, counting macros is one of those things, like you're saying too. It's the basic level. It's like the entry level. There's so much more that goes behind it. But it's like, if you've never done that, it's like, okay, well, just how much protein have you been eating? Because people always come to me. Yeah, we do the body composition scans. I know we were both talking about our meal plans and stuff that we give clients and stuff, and they're very similar in the terms of, like, you and I both don't do printed off, like everyone gets the same meal plan. And so even for us, like our challenges, everyone has a different meal plan, because it's like, what works for you, change it, don't change it. Like, you need to figure it out. Right. So I think that's huge, how you mentioned it. So that's awesome. What has been actually, no, I want to go this way, because before I forget, I just remembered. I think you're going to say how I think of it as well. When I say supplements, are supplements necessary?
Okay, I'm going to say no. But okay, I think is that right?
No, there's no right answer.
Okay.
I'm saying I think that you and I have the same thought process behind this, but like, I want to hear your answer. What on supplements, are they a necessity?
Dude, okay. If you had asked me this like 5-6 years ago, I would have started listing off BCAAs, L-carnitine, which I can never say that word, pre-workouts, literally probably everything under the sun. And now, after kind of just doing more schooling and also going through a lot, like my gut health journey and everything, like flipped upside down and all these things were going on. Okay, let me back up. Supplements for training, I think to each his own, but I think you can get results with or without. Mm-hmm. I think that protein powder, throw it in, because no one's getting their protein. So as long as you find a good one, I think it can help. But supplements for training, I kind of just feel like it's up to you. If you're working hard in the gym and you're eating right, food is medicine. Like, that's kind of how I feel about it. But of course, people need like energy and stuff, and like sometimes you got to do it. But creatine's really big right now, which like I do understand. I understand a need for it. But to be honest, your body can pretty much produce and heal and be okay without popping every vitamin, supplement, fish oil, like so many things that people are taking now. And it's because of marketing, and it's because like, oh, I need this. And truly, unless you are deficient in something, you don't need it. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of how I feel when it comes to just like herbs or like freaking Armra colostrum. You don't need that. You don't need that. And it claims to be healing your gut and clearing your immune system and clearing your acne. If something claims to do everything that you want to get rid of, it's a scam.
Yep.
It's a scam. So that's kind of how I feel about it. If I had to recommend something that like everyone should take, I think magnesium is wonderful for your sleep. And there's different types of magnesium, but we don't make enough usually as human beings. So I would say a magnesium, and I would maybe say like a gelatin or a collagen, because we stopped making that as well. But yeah, unless you're deficient, it's like you don't really need it.
No, yeah. And that's why I wanted to ask you about it too. Because like, I'm the same way. Like during the nutritional seminar, we talked about meals and nutrition, macros, all that stuff. But then I literally laid out all of the supplements that we have at the gym. Yeah. And we literally went through what they all do. But then I told everyone like multiple times throughout it, like, you don't need supplements. It's called a supplement because it supplements anything you're deficient in.
Exactly. Right.
So like to your point, exactly like with the collagen, for some reason, guys think collagen is a girl supplement. It's not. like so.
Boys, if your hair is falling out, take some collagen.
All I have to say is if your girlfriend, if your wife has a certain product, I guarantee it's probably better than the guy version. Like, like I'm telling you, like that's why girls don't lose their hair like guys lose their hair, all those kind of things. But anyways, like the ones that I recommend, again, protein, I only recommend it if someone's not eating enough protein. Otherwise, you don't need to drink it. Like if
you don't need to. You don't need to.
But because going into like nutrition being, or macros being very surface level. Like I got a full blood panel done the other day to see where I'm at on things and
Good.
to know where the body's at. And then again, from there, I got supplements to, that I didn't
Right.
want to eat or figure out how to get that from nutrition. Then I was like, I'm just going to buy this supplement so I could solve that problem and worry about it later.
Right.
But like the two, I would say, if sleep is an issue, I would say magnesium, yes, 100%. Or is zinc, magnesium, and then I forget what the A is. But collagen, solid, and then creatine would be the only other one. And creatine is only, again, if you're trying to build muscle, because your ATP and the creatine phosphate system is your first lifting system. Again, and that's if you're trying to build muscle and you're actually doing workouts that are going to utilize the creatine. Otherwise, you're just going to let that go to waste.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything. Right. Absolutely. And also I love that you went and got blood work done and like tried to figure out what's going on, because I think that's the problem, is that people will be like, well, I don't know if I'm deficient in this, but I have these symptoms, so I'm just going to order this pill. Mm-hmm. Or like, I saw a post about this and I think that could help me, so I'm just going to order this. And the only way to really know what's going on inside of you is to know what's going on inside of you. Like, you might need to do some blood work. Women, your hormones change. You're stressed out. Your hormones are going to be all out of whack. And this is also something like I meet with my naturopath a lot. But my stress, I was in a really, really high stress period a couple months ago. And I was like, I know my body now so well. And I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I'm like, I have very low energy. I'm like not sleeping well. Like, that's weird for me. I feel like for the most part, I pretty much got it figured out. Not all figured out, but like certain things just with like my own body. And I went and met with her. And as a woman, like, we, just as men, like, we need a certain amount of estrogen and a certain amount of testosterone and all these things. My testosterone was at like a 0. And that is wacko. Like, it should not be at a 0. It should be in the normal range for like a woman. And she was like, your stress is causing your DHEA and all these things to like go haywire. And it's like affecting your testosterone. And I never would have known that if I hadn't have done a specific hormone test with her. Mm-hmm. And then I was supplementing correctly. I've been doing things. I'm like, back up. We're good to go. I have my energy's great, like all the things. But like, thank God I didn't go order some God knows supplement, because I was tired. Yep. And that wasn't it. Like, I literally was having a hormone deficiency that I needed to address. So that's the thing. Like get checked and kind of see what before you go ordering every supplement on the market.
No, definitely. I mean, and like, when I did the blood panel test, like the full blood panel, it was just to see it was almost just like a checkup, you know? And I went and got a whole thing to see where my hormones were at, where everything was functioning. Everything was good for the most part. There was a little bit low in, vitamin D and this and that. And I was like, okay, those are minimal to me. I'm not really worried about that. Yeah. But then the other ones, the liver enzymes, I was like, okay, like let's correct those. So, but knowing that all kind of stemmed also from how, going back to your post that you made the other day, when I launched the gym and I launched the franchise, especially, I wasn't working out, and I owned the gym because of all the stress and trying to get everything launched and everything built to go. Everyone, when they would see me, like, oh, dude, you're leaning out. And to me, I was like, damn, like, no. But I was like, no. I would be like, yeah, for sure. And then after I got everything settled and I was like, I need to get back to like working out and get back to my normal size. Yeah. And then people are all of a sudden like, dude, like, what are you on? Like, you blew up out of nowhere. And I was like, what's crazy is this is actually my normal size.
This is me.
You guys actually saw like the unhealthy version of me, but everyone thought like that was the healthier version of me. So it's crazy that you don't know what someone else is going through. Yeah. And, it's guys and girls.
And the mindset is huge. And I think to that post and also to just like a little bit of that journey. But when I was in the kind of like fitness obsessed thing, like, I wasn't really present. I was there. I was like, but every drink I had, like, and I think if I like had a camera on me back then, you could like see my body language, because I would be like eating something or doing something. And I was always like, oh my God, like, I'm going to have to do cardio on Monday. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to jump into a really hard class at the gym. I'm going to have to like do like, and I wasn't happy. Like I looked happy. I looked carefree. I looked small. I looked fit. I was like, oh, that's trainer Chelsea, like whatever. And I'm over here just dealing with like so much anxiety around food and like all these things. And now the mindset shifts that have happened, I'm like, I don't even know who that person is anymore. And I'm like so grateful that I went through it, you know, but now it's like, and this is what I'm always trying to tell just like women, because women usually have more fear around carbs or more fear around like certain things and gaining weight. And like, it's really hard, you know, it's really hard. And you're comparing yourself and you're doing this, but like, just fake it till you make it. Confidence wins every single time. So even if you're not feeling confident, just act it and you'll embody it. But it's now just like you can have this and it's going to be okay. Like if you are consistent and you are, for the most part, you eat nutrient dense foods and you move your body and you walk and you hang out with the people that you love and you like fill your cup in all the right ways, like you're going to be okay. And that donut is not going to set you back. But it's like, again, it goes back to like the whole mindset of everything, you know? And like something I tell too, like if people are like, how do I get motivated? Like I'm just like in a rut or whatever. And like hormones, yes, like I just talked about, and maybe you've got other things going on, but at the end of the day, like if you're really feeling like you are just in a rut or in a lull, I'm always like, I want you to think about the person that you really want to be. Like whether that is successful gym owner, whether it is confident woman, lean, strong, like all the things that you are either hiring me for or hiring Devin for, or like what are you trying to get to? What are you trying to aspire to be? And like, how would that person act today? Like, would they go to McDonald's? Probably not. Would they make time to cook at home? Yes. Would they make time to do that phone call? Would they do this? Would they go, you know, and like start to be like saying that to yourself of like, how would that version show up today? And then just start doing it. And then before you know it, you'll be that person. Great.
I mean, that is a huge, and actually I've told people like that same thing too in business and in fitness.
Yeah.
And one like a level, because I mean, it's hard because people will be like, yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do. And I know what that person would do, but I can't find the energy to do it. And I'm like, then it's like, okay, now it goes into what does that person, that version of you, what is that going to do for you? Like, why do you want to be that? What's the purpose of you becoming like that? Or that you say, and they'll be like, oh, because, you know, I want to, you know, be healthier. So I'm around for my grandkids when my kids have kids. Okay. But why?
Yeah.
Right. And then when they said, give the answer, then, you know, well, what is that going to do for you? And then you ask them a few times and then you flip the script and you go, if you don't do that, what is that going to do? Right. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, damn, if I don't do that, and then I see the unhealthy habits it's going to build. And then all of a sudden they're like, now I just have to do it. You know, it's not and if, or I just act like a person. It's like, now I know really why. You know, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be successful. It's like, yeah, don't give up. But it's like, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Because you want freedom of time. What is freedom of time going to do for you? Well, it's allowed me to spend time with my kids and my wife. Awesome. But what is spending time with your kids and your wife going to do for them and for you? Right. And then you keep asking those questions.
Keep going.
Until you can't, like the level so deep that it's like, that's the thing that's going to push you on the days you don't feel like doing it.
Yes, right? Absolutely. Because getting up because you want to look good in a bikini is not going to get you out of bed.
Right. Or it might get you out of bed until summer.
Until summer, and then it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh no, it's sweatshirt season. I'll worry about this come December.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, that's the thing. Even like, and again, I coach women, but like the biggest thing is like, if you want to lose weight because you want to be happy, that's not going to happen. And people do not realize that. They're like, well, once I'm this, I'll be good. Or once I'm skinny, once I'm that, once I'm this, I'm going to finally like be confident and good. Like that is not going to fix all your problems. And you need to like really like dig deep, like you just said, and be like, what is the real thing that I'm craving? Like, am I not feeling safe? Am I not feeling this or that? Or like, what am I craving affection? Am I craving this? Like, why am I like, what is it? You know? Right. So I love that. That's a really good way to get people to think about that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the way, like you just said, it's about, like, let's say building confidence, for example. Yeah. Confidence doesn't come once you're fit, once you're, in the ideal body. Confidence is built through the process of getting to that person. Confidence is built knowing that no matter what the obstacle is, what the person or place or event comes along, you're not going to stray from what you know you need to do. And that's when you become confident in yourself. The end goal is just the end goal. And you see other people confident and you're like, okay, well, they look like this. They must be confident because they look like that. It's like, no, they're confident like that because of everything they do on a day-to-day basis.
That is so true. And like, if I'm even thinking about it, I didn't become like this confident person once I was fit. I became confident because then I had confidence in the gym and I started like showing up that way of being like, I'm not afraid to like walk and go use this machine or like do this or do that or speak or do that or lead a class or like all these things. And that was building up confidence as I went. So that's like amazing. I love that.
Yeah, no, so exactly. And honestly, again, I want to commend you on how far you've come. And I know you have an app and everything like that. Is there a link or is there like how do people find that?
It's just on my Instagram. I have highlights and stuff because people always want to snoop and to see what's going on. But there's highlights of like testimonials and stuff like that. And then there's a landing page in my bio and you can, call and check it out. And again, I do only work with women, but we do a lot of mindset coaching, like a lot of things around food and getting you to a place of that intuitive eating, consistent type of thing where you don't fall in and out anymore. And that's my main goal for you. So
perfect. So I'll go ahead and put that in the show notes. So if you guys do want to connect with Chelsea, click the link in the show notes. But before we wrap up, Chelsea, I don't know if we did this the first time around.
Oh no. Was this like a pop quiz or something?
No, not a pop quiz. And I didn't tell you this before. And someone else asked, like, why didn't you give me this? This is an in-depth question because the first thing that comes to your mind is the answer. Right.
Oh God.
If you had time to think about it, you're not going to give me the answer that really resonates with you at any time, at all times. Right. So this is not a tombstone. I will preface this by saying that it's not a tombstone. I had someone give me a tombstone answer the other day. And I was like, what the heck? So this is Chelsea's legacy wall, right? On the legacy wall, everything you've created, your social media accounts hypothetically are all erased. On this legacy wall, you have one lasting message, as long or as short as you want. What is the lasting message for other people that are starting their fitness journey, starting their business journey, starting their trainer journey, whatever it is for you? What is that one message that you would leave for someone else?
Okay, it sounds cliche, but can I use GPT? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I thought you meant the answer like referring to it or something. No, absolutely not.
I would put you're capable. You are capable because I am always trying to give women and instill in them like you are so much more capable than you think and you're giving yourself credit for. And you can do it. Like if I can do it, like you can do it. You are capable. That's what I would say.
See, that's perfect. Those are the things that's
not tombstoney, right?
No.
Okay.
Like someone literally said the other day, I think it was, I had to edit it out afterwards, but it was like a loving father, a loving husband. I was like, hold on. I was like, pause. But no, it's like honestly, like those are the messages though that really matter, right? Because like if you would have thought about this, you would have thought about some grand, quote or something, but that's the kind of thing that watching you grow from back in college till now, like you being capable of each of these levels is a growth stage that you've grown within yourself and acknowledge that you're capable of more. You're capable of becoming this better version of you. And so again, you thinking of that first, that means that sits really well with you and really deep down inside of you. So I do want to say that is still a very good one and it's not cliche. Okay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Well, thank you for spending the time and coming on for round 2 of the podcast.
Of course. I'm so excited for everything you have going on. When next time I'm out there, I'm going to take a class and just so proud of you. You're doing so good.
I appreciate you and we'll definitely talk soon.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
No negative vibes, only positive thoughts. Just in the game of life, mindset causes shots. Got my mind on the prize, I can't be distracted. I stay on my grind, no time to be slacking.